Hello, my friends. Welcome into my Makeup Love office. We are here today with the next look in my series of Rainbow of Eyeshadows. We are up to Indigo. So let's get started right away. First, I'm going to be using some primer for my eyelids. I'm going to be using some powder eyeshadows today. And since I'm using a powder, I'm going to apply primer first. That's going to make my eyelids just the slightest bit tacky. And it's going to give that powder something to cling to. My eyelids tend to be just a little bit oily. So this primer is going to create a little bit of a film on there and leave things just a little bit tacky so that the powder will stick to it and not flake off. Now, I'm also going to be using one liquid eyeshadow today. I'm going to be using this Rambunctious, this very intense blue, but I'm going to be using this more as a liner today. And then I'm also going to be using a couple of shades that are retired. This is Crafty. And gosh, I don't even think this one ever had a name. There's barely any left. But these are both purples, but I'm going to use them combined with the blue to make more of an indigo because I did blue last time. Indigo is blue, but it's a little more intense blue and it's getting a little more towards the violet shade. So I'm going to be combining some colors today to get my indigo look. So first, let's start with the Rambunctious, the liquid eyeshadow, which has a doe foot applicator. And I'm going to use this brush that has a little beveled edge. And I'm going to just grab a little bit of that color off the end of the doe foot applicator. I'm going to use my little hand mirror here, and I'm going to apply this as a liner right here across the top lid, right along my lashes. I'm going to go from inner corner to outer corner, just like that. Okay, grab a little bit more color. Same thing on the other side. Try not to hold this in the way so you can see what I'm doing. Need a little bit more color on there. Blue is not a color that I do a lot. But it's a color that I feel like is popular with a lot of women, especially those with hazel or green or blue eyes. I think this indigo can be a really smashing look. With dark brown eyes, it's not a color I feel like looks good on me, and it's not one I wear a lot, but I'm willing to try it. All right, I'm gonna take the other end of this brush, and now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna smudge that just ever so slightly. I don't want it to be a harsh line. So I'm gonna blend that out just a bit. Do you ever notice that you can never get things symmetrical on both sides? I love to watch that British reality show called Glow Up. It's a makeup competition, and one of the hosts always preaches symmetry. He is one of the makeup artists with MAC Cosmetics, and that's one of his big things, I guess, that he preaches is symmetry. And I always hear Dom saying in the back of my head, symmetry, symmetry, symmetry. And it's something that I feel like is so hard to do. Now I'm going to curve that blue right at the end, and I'm going to make it go up. Because remember, at my age, I want to make sure, and I'm sorry, I'm holding that right in front. I want to make sure that everything is going up rather than down. So I'm going to make sure that blue goes up at the edges. All right, now I'm going to go ahead And I'm going to grab this purple with a big fluffy brush, and I'm going to take that and go over the base of my lid with that crafty color. Now that's a matte shade. And it's got just enough periwinkle in it that it's not going to read super purple, but more blue, which is what I want because I'm going for indigo today. As I knock things around. All right, there we go. And now the last thing I'm going to do is grab a flat brush, and I'm going to go back to this color that I barely have any left. This color that I don't think ever even had a name, and it is a glittery, shimmery color. I'm going to grab just a tiny amount of that. Tap off the excess, and I'm going to go into the corner of my eye and add just a bit of that. Just to give it a little bit lighter. A little bit of a sparkle right there. All right, now I'm going to take my concealer, and I know that looks super dark and super intense, and I promise you in person it does not look that dark. I'm going to go from the corner of my eye up to my brow. I'm going to take a damp sponge, use a little setting spray here. Going to go back, I'm going to pat that color in just very lightly. So I make sure that none of that color is going to go beyond the edge of my eye right there. All right, there we go. Let's grab some mascara. This is the Quadra mascara that I am using, which is a 4-in-1, hence the name Quadra. It has serum, which helps your natural lashes to grow on their own. It has built-in primer, so you don't need to buy a separate primer. It has tubing technology, which means that there are actually little individual tubes that wrap around each lash, which helps to give it definition and length and volume. And of course, it's our best mascara. And I apologize as I sniffle my way through this tutorial. My allergies have been so bad lately. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to that blue that I used earlier. I'm going to grab just a little bit more of that blue. And I'm going to use that along under my lower lashes. In place of a liner. There we go. Sorry, I keep holding that mirror in front. And then I'm going to take, the other end of that brush again, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to just smudge that a little bit. There we go. And then I'm going to take my sponge, clean up under there just a little bit. And then add just a tiny bit of mascara to those lower lashes. There we go, looking much better. All right, and there we have our final look for Indigo. So I kind of created a little mix of the purple and the blue, sort of a periwinkle with the indigo blue to create my version of the indigo eye. So a little more dramatic than I normally would wear, definitely not a neutral look today, but there you go, my take on indigo. So thanks for joining me, everyone. If you enjoyed this tutorial, I hope that you will give me a like and a share, hit that bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. And as always, I appreciate you being here. Thanks, until next time, see ya.